Hi, welcome to my Honors Year presentation. My name is Chuan. I'm from a city where the first car is produced in China, Jiang, Chuan. Let me walk you through the journey of my childhood. Here we go. When I was a kid, street is a public place where everyone gets to know each other around them. A lot of wonderful moments will happen on the street. People interact with each other. Grandpas playing chess on the street. Nannies knitting their sweaters together. What I like to do the most is to look at the very few moving magic boxes on the street. The form of these boxes and the way it sounds and moves really brings up my curiosity to know more about them. My mom told me I sometimes even try to crawl under the vehicle to figure out what's underneath it, which brought a lot of trouble to her. However, as I've grown up, vehicles are no longer the minority on the street. It becomes the majority. Streets start to become wider and wider. People on the street seem to no longer want to communicate with each other. Instead, they tend to look at their smartphone. So I began to question myself, what change has this increasing number of vehicles brought to our society? I started my research in urban design. An Australian urban planner, David English, said, cities and towns naturally composed of two distinct spheres, exchange space and movement space. Exchange space consists of nodes where intersection is fostered, such as public squares, street corners, or the street itself. Movement space is where roads and thoroughfares meant to connect points in the map have served as a secondary function, allowing for further flow of people, goods, and information between separate places. But with the acceptance of the car on such a large scale, street is newly defined as belongings to cars, not for people. The street system becomes a movement space-dominated place where full of faceless and nameless vehicles. People are separated by the stream of moving vehicles. The space left for pedestrians to have natural interaction is reduced. In addition, whereas traditional street network naturally encourage face-to-face interaction via intersection at human scale, these autocentric networks attempt to endlessly extend the point of interaction outwards via machine. Instead of having the opportunity to interact with others on the street, people inside the vehicle do not have many choices to communicate with others from another vehicle. In a world where social interaction is being increasingly mediated and displaced by technology, although we connect with the world more than ever, companies like Facebook and Google uses algorithm that is suitable for their business model to control our natural information intake. Mark Zuckerberg said, a squirrel dying in front of the house may be more relevant to our interests right now than people dying in Africa. Highly personalized information overtake our natural way of getting information. Over time, information cocoon could be formed and make us care less about the things happening around us. With all this loss of natural interaction, we may be separated and disconnected by our society. This project aims to bring those natural serendipities back to our street, re-socialize the public space, create a stronger bond between individuals and society. In 2008, a paper brought up an interesting concept named vehicular social network. They want to use voice chat as a medium to let people who have a similar driving route to form social networks while traveling on the road. But people have to focus on driving on the road to be able to travel safely, which limited the application of vehicular social network. However, with the development of autonomous technology, people are able to be more democratic on the road. Maybe there is a way to combine autonomous technology and the concept of vehicular social networks together that provide natural interaction opportunities for passengers on the road. Let's picture each individual as bubbles. If two bubbles meet together in the air, instead of merging together, they bounce back. But if we put a medium in between the bubbles, they merge together immediately. This observation from natural phenomenon really inspired me. Can we design a vehicle that connects together just like bubble does? Then individuals will be able to communicate with each other while still stay in their comfortable private space. In the first direction, I got this idea of a single-person vehicle that can expand like bubbles. The bubble film-like the material can connect with each other vehicles. Then I did a quick body storm to experience what it feels to inside the bubble films. In the second direction, I went a bit crazy. The monowheel vehicle is able to join on the road just like a swarm of bubbles. By using a milky transparent material, it can provide passengers with not only communication but also privacy. A variety of forms were explored here to see the possible form of connection. In the third direction, my eyes was caught by this wireless AirPod designed by Viggo Blomqvist. The translucent material and the cylindrical shell seems provide a perfect space for passengers to stay inside comfortably and safely with privacy. I began to translate this inspiration into a three-wheeler vehicle and did a quick 3D modeling to see if they could connect together. They can. Within these three directions, I choose direction 3 to develop further because it can provide not only modular connectivity to the passengers, but also safety and confidence. After some Photoshop rendering and the 3D modeling development, I made an animation to prove my concept about the modular connectivity. The vehicle can dynamically change position while traveling on the road. However, I found that the bubble-like material cannot be realized shortly, which makes the vehicle not believable. So I sliced the form at where they collide. Then they could connect together without bumping into each other. Then I started to play with the proportion and the stance of the vehicle and seek the right persona for it, to give it a sense of direction and speed, to make it look more steady and give the passenger trust and confidence to sit inside. After several development of the exterior, the interior is also explored. As a product for mobility service, the interior space needs to be easily maintained while still give the coziness to the passenger. When units connect together, passenger is able to interact with each other in different ways. I want passengers to have more freedom to face any direction they want during the trip to maximize the interaction experience. So I make the seat a movable element that is easy to clean and simple enough to provide the passenger with a fresh feeling. Then I play with the form language of the seat to make it in harmony with the exterior design, and I try to add some digital interface to the fabric instead of screen to maintain the overall clean feeling. Then I use some mannequin to figure out how passenger could enter the vehicle. Definitely more easier than that. I come out with this idea of enter the vehicle backwards. I've noticed that the step is too high, so I make the step at the front come down at a suitable height. This animation shows how the vehicle welcomes the passenger. I put myself in the digital world to demonstrate how to get inside. The outcome of this vehicle is a single-passenger vehicle sits in between motorcycle and Class A vehicles. By utilizing autonomous technology, our transportation system will be more efficient. This concept brings back the opportunity for people to have natural interaction on the road. Again, I put myself in the digital world to show you the journey of this concept. I ordered the bubble vehicle through my smartphone, and the app shows me the location of the vehicle. It comes to me autonomously. Even without a passenger inside, it didn't forget to get greetings with other people and vehicles on the road. When it arrives at the pickup location, the door at the front will slide open, the seat will come out, and the step will drop down to welcome me to go inside. Then I step inside the vehicle backwards to begin my trip. Inside the vehicle, it welcomes me and asks me to choose which VSN that I want to join, and I choose the more lively one. It carried me to a connected movement space and slowly joined the vehicular social network swarm I've chosen. After I enter the VSN, I receive a message from Mr. Green Dot. He is in the center of the swarm. I decided to go over and tell them how to cook laksa. The vehicle will choose the best route based on the connection status of other units to not disrupt their communication. We had a good talk, and I believe that other people in the VSN are having valuable conversation as well. Maybe they are having a face-to-face conversation about bread recipe, or like this passenger, she's having a digital communication with others about Donald Trump. The conversation not only exists between passengers, but also between vehicle and pedestrian. The vehicle is able to express its mannerism to the pedestrian and show its intelligence through thoughtful gestures. I have also thought about the future application of this vehicle. When the transportation demand is low, the vehicle may switch to a different mode like this one, providing interaction opportunities to the place that do not have much activities. With more interaction on the street, I believe that our society will become more cohesive and lively. Thank you from Little Chuan. See ya.